here. Alright, let's play some Wingspan. I think I want to choose a different background because I've been playing with the same one for a while. I'll keep the same bird. Oh, so this was a seasonal background. Fun. We'll choose an Asia one. This one looks really cool. It's not copying anyone else's, no. I mean, not that it matters because I never look at the other players' boards, really. Maybe I'd do better if I did to get an idea of what they have going on, but I don't know, I prefer to play just focusing on me, and I don't know, that way it's like a nice surprise if I get a free food or egg or something from another player. I'm not expecting it. Alright, I'm third this time. I guess I've broken my streak of being last. That was weird. Okay. No Asia birds to start. I see a lot of wetland birds. That's encouraging. So what are my bonus cards this time? Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna take the wildlife gardener because the food web expert birds that eat only worms is like one of my least favorite bonus cards. It's only 9% of cards. That is not a lot, and I just get really frustrated trying to go for this, especially so, you know, alright, when it's like this type of where there's 2 or sometimes 3 different scores, you know, 4 to 5 birds gets you 1 score, 6 plus birds gets you another score, like, then as long as you reach the threshold of 6 or whatever it happens to be for that card, then like you can then focus on, you know, a different goal. But anytime there's a card that gives you points per bird, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can only play birds that fit that category. I mean, that's not true, obviously. I can play whatever birds I want. But like, I find myself, I feel like I'm wasting a bird if I play a bird that doesn't fit the category. And it's also like, yeah, a way to challenge myself. Oh, can I find birds that only eat worms? And, you know, for this one, I can't. It's 9% of cards. It's like, yeah, you know, there's plenty of birds that only eat worms, but there are so many birds that I just get frustrated, and they may not complement each other with their powers. So yeah, I enjoy the bonus cards of this category when it's like the ones that eat rats, because it still allows them to eat other food, and the same thing, birds that eat wild. You know, that's a fun one to have, but this one just drives me nuts, so it's always a skip for me. I'm going with bull nest birds. Now, do I have any bull nest birds? I do not. Okay. What is in the bird tray? The painted, oh my gosh, the snow bunting's there. The snow bunting is a really great bird to have, especially if you're playing it in the early game when it has as many opportunities as possible to activate, and especially when you're playing a game of 5 players. That is 4 opportunities between each turn for someone to tuck a card. The disadvantage of the snow bunting compared to, what's the other bird that does this? I know it too. There's another bird with a similar power that tucks a bird from the deck between each turn. It's my favorite bird in the whole game, so I should know what it's called, but I'm blanking on the name. So yeah, the thing about the snow bunting is you always want to have a bird in your hand that you don't want to play, so that you don't feel like you're wasting a bird by tucking it, or wasting an opportunity to tuck when you're not willing to sacrifice any of your birds. I am third, so it's possible that the red chicken or the green goose will take the snow bunting before I have the chance to, but if it is still there when it reaches my turn, I will pick it up, especially because it's so early in the game. Other than that, I am interested in the painted bunting because it has the bull nest, and it will also give me another bonus card, which it's not okay, it's not that bad to have a bonus card in the early game because then like you can also work towards it. You have the whole game, you know, you don't feel like you need to, you know, pivot toward the end of the game like, oh, I've only got, you know, 1.5 rounds left and now I need to like fulfill all these other categories too in addition to what you're originally working for. But it's not helpful in the sense that it doesn't give you a resource early on, and it doesn't give you a power that you can activate many times early on. So, so of these birds, who do I want to keep? I think I want to keep the red-breasted merganser, because it's always good to have a wetland bird. Oh, I could keep the brant instead. I don't usually take the brant, because it's such a toss-up whether you want the birds in the bird tray, but I actually like all 3 of these birds, and I would be happy to take all 3 of them. Now, the risk with that is that by the time it gets to my turn, since there's 2 other players ahead of me, the bird tray could look completely different by the time it gets to me, and then, you know, I play the brant and don't get the birds I want. But it does still get me, 3 free birds, so it could still be worth it. Do I take the red-breasted merganser as a backup in case these birds are gone from the bird tray? And if that's the case, then maybe I wouldn't want to play the brant, because I do think the red-breasted merganser's power is better overall. You know, it gives you, you can choose 2 birds, discard 1 from your hand. Yeah, you don't even, so if you've had a bird hanging around in your hand that you know you're not going to use, then you get 2 birds and maybe you want both of them. I think this is a really valuable bird. You know, getting an extra bird every time you draw bird cards is also very valuable. It would work well in conjunction with the snow bunting if I were to get that. So I think it makes sense to hang on to both of these. I'm also tempted by the rufous owl simply because it lives in the forest. It's always good to have a forest bird. I like this bird. I think it's so funny looking that I just enjoy having it around. And I really like its power as well. Draw 1 face-up bird from the tray with a wingspan less than 75 centimeters and tuck it. You know, there's a good chance that there will be 1 bird on the tray at least with that wingspan. So it's almost a guarantee that you get a point every time. So generally, I really like this bird. The problem is that it costs 3 rats. That's really expensive to get off the bat. I would not be able to play it right away. And the point of having a forest bird to start out with is that you can play it right away and allows you to gain more food faster. So I'm not going to take the rufous owl. If it had come along later, maybe I would consider it because I really like it, but I don't think it's a smart move to take it this early on. So what I'm going to do instead is, because I'm only choosing 2 birds, I get to keep 3 food on top of my nectar. So I will choose a fish, a worm, and a grain. Those are the 3 things that these birds eat. So this will allow me to play the brant right off the bat if it does reach my turn. If when my turn happens, there are birds here that I want. And if there are not birds that I want, then I'm able to play the red-breasted merganser instead. Alright, and I've got my bull nests selected, so let's start. Okay, the other players get their turns. I'm looking at the other end of round bonuses. Eggs in the grasslands. I can try and work towards that. There's lots of bull nests that live in the grasslands. All right, these three same birds, I think they're all great. What I'm going to do is, oh, I could play the fish. Okay, well, I want to save my nectar. I'm getting this red-shouldered hawk, right? He eats a rat. I don't have a rat. I want to spend my nectar to play him. Then I've got a bird in my forest. So, what I can do is I can play the worm as the wild and then play the grain. Worms are quite easy to come by, so even when I want to play my red-breasted merganser later, I can always have another worm. Unless I want to get the snow bunting out sooner. Actually, that makes more sense. Okay, I'm going to play a fish and a grain, because by having an extra worm, I want to play the snow bunting before I play the red-breasted merganser. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't be able to play it until after I lay eggs anyway.
Brants can migrate the 5,300 kilometers from Alaska to Mexico in 54 hours.
That is very impressive. Good for them. Okay. Oh, there's more birds that could be helpful to me. Anna's hummingbird is a good one. It has the bull nest and it provides free food. It does provide free food for everybody, which could be a disadvantage. You're helping your enemies. And if someone else picks it up and plays it, then I'm still getting help from it. But, you know, bull nest. I only have the one, the painted bunting with the bull nest right now, so, and I don't think I'm even going to be able to play it right away because I want to play the snow bunting first. Okay, and speaking of the snow bunting, I do want to have at least one card in my hand that I can use as a throwaway if I get a chance to tuck with the snow bunting. Alright, and now the Anna's hummingbird is a really good bird. Do I play it before I play others? I could play it instead of my red-shouldered hawk, but I also like the idea of playing it in my grasslands rather than my forest. I'm going to take the Anna's hummingbird and the American goldfinch. The American goldfinch does have the bull nest, but I don't like its power. I think this is one of the most pointless powers. Okay, you spend 2 grain and then you gain 3. Like, you're just getting a free grain one time. I think it's a silly power. It's a beautiful bird. I've seen them in real life. They're gorgeous. But I don't think it's worth playing. So I'm going to hang on to it as a tucking bird. Multoni's warbler is another bull nest bird, but its power is a lot of work to keep up with, and it's a great power, but I'm always like scrambling to make sure I do every action every round, and it's not always otherwise in my best interest to do so. So I'm gonna skip it this time. Okay. So, yeah, I think I would rather play the Anna's hummingbird in the grasslands. I like the idea of getting food while I'm in the grasslands. It can help with the eggs in Grassland's Goal. It only has 2 egg slots, but still. Um, so I'm gonna play the red-shouldered hawk in the forest. Then I can gain food my next turn, play the snow bunting after that, and have it set up.
Red-shouldered hawk. These hawks hunt from a perch, swooping down when prey is nearby.
Still keeping an eye on the bird tray in case something good comes up. Well, none of these food are helpful for my snow bunting. I do have a worm, so I just need a grain. Alright, I'll take this rat. And then I can use this nectar in place of the grain. The barn swallow. That's a great bird to have. I would have loved to have the barn swallow, but I will settle for having it be tucked. Even though I'm going for my wildlife gardener goal and it would theoretically complement this first round end goal, I don't think I'm gonna make it because I don't think I'm gonna have the opportunity to even play any of these birds, let alone lay eggs. I think I'm gonna be able to play the Anna's hummingbird, but I don't think I'll be able to lay eggs on it. Yes, that is how I want to play.
Snow bunting. Male snow buntings fly north early to find suitable nesting sites in the harsh Arctic climate.
Well, that's considerate of them. Good for you. Alright, so I'm gonna lay eggs here. I don't have any bull nests to lay the eggs in, so I'll just lay them on the snow bunting. I wonder if this artwork here is supposed to represent a real place in Asia. It's really pretty. I like the trees here, and there's like some sort of berry bushes. Like, this looks like such a peaceful place. The Great Indian Bustard. That's a cool power. Okay, I can play the Anna's hummingbird now. It's kind of ironic that it eats a wild, so it can eat a rat, which would be like, what, 3 times the size? More, probably. A hummingbird eating a rat. Okay, sure.
Anna's hummingbird. These birds' impressive mating displays involve diving from over 100 feet in the air.
That is quite high up, yeah. The only reason I did that was to check if this apostrophe was used correctly, and it was. It's the editor in me. Okay, let's see. Alright, the last turn of the round. I can lay eggs again, and I can get 2 eggs in my bull nests. My bull nest singular. Or I could try and gain food to prepare to play the red-breasted merganser and the painted bunting, because I do want to play both of them. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. It's not cheating. It's fair knowledge that I could check at any time. Is it all right if I do lay 2 eggs? I'm tied with the yellow peacock, unless the yellow peacock uses one of those eggs to play a bird. So there's a chance I could win the round by laying eggs. And I mean, it's always good to have eggs. Oh, I still get food. I forgot about the Anna's Hummingbird power already. Yeah, sure. I need 2 worms, 2 grains, and a fish. So if I give myself the first turn, I will take the worm. Everyone's taking their food now. Okay. Oh my gosh! The yellow peacock had the opportunity to tie with me, but he thought it was more important to spend to play a bird, which I mean, I don't blame him. Like, you know, in the first round you want birds on boards. So it was definitely worth it for me to lay those 2 eggs, an extra 4 points for a resource that I'm going to use anyway. I like that. Ooh, Baltimore Oriole. You're tempting. Um, it has a star nest, which counts as a ball nest, and it's 9 points. I'm going to take the Baltimore Oriole, and then I'll just draw one from the deck. The black woodpecker, I can just hang on to you as a tucking bird if my snow bunting ever gets activated, which it has not yet. Oh man, the loggerhead shrike would have been a good bird too. I like its power is, you know, passive income. So, I do want it, but not badly enough to spend a turn getting it. But if the snow bunting activates, then I could get it for free. Come on, snow bunting. Come on, other players. Tuck cards, please. No? No? Alright, fine, don't. Okay. 2, I will definitely take a fish and another worm. Then I can play my red-breasted merganser and get extra bird cards every time I draw cards. So that's helpful. The red-shouldered hawk cannot hunt a common raven. Yeah, it'll definitely feel... There we go! Alright. More worth it to draw birds when I have an actual power to activate. Alright, so I'm going to sacrifice the American goldfinch, and I am going to take the loggerhead shrike, and I'm happy with that. And I still have 1 bird to tuck, but what I want to make sure I do is get into the habit. I want to make sure that I have at least 1 bird in my hand that I want to tuck, that I'm okay with tucking at all times. So I don't want to have all birds I want to play and then use the snow bunting to tuck my last bird that I'm okay with sacrificing just to draw a bird that I really want to play, and then stuck with all birds I want to play and then have to make a hard decision. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to play the red-breasted merganser. Doesn't matter where I play an egg from.
Merganser. A red-breasted merganser was recorded flying 160 kilometers an hour, the fastest of any duck.
Okay, so I'm going to tuck the black woodpecker, and then I'm going to grab the American opposite because I wouldn't find it useful to play. So what do I go for next? I think it's probably smart to play the painted bunting if I can. I don't know what bonus card it's going to have, but if it's something that I want to work toward, I don't want to accidentally, you know, get myself out of lock myself out of it. Um, so unfortunately, there are no grains in here, so I will just take a nectar, and then I will take a rat for the loggerhead shrike. So I can at least play him before the end of the round, if nothing else. It's annoying. Okay. So I wouldn't mind the eastern kingbird. It gives me um, free worms. But then if the snowbinding activates, uh, then I'd have to sacrifice it. So, but I think I don't want it badly enough. I'm willing to sacrifice it. All right, I'll grab it, and it will serve as my tuck card. But there's always a chance I can get a free card from another player. So I do want to play the painted bunting if I can. I would need to get more food for it. Okay, there's some food. Do I take 2 nectar? I think I do. Because I can use, I will now have 3 nectar. I can use all of them for the painted bunting, and then I still have a worm and a rat for any of these other birds. Another successful hunt for my red-shouldered hawk. Alright, alright. So, Eastern Kingbird, easy come, easy go. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna grab the Gould's Finch because I'm not gonna play it. I don't want to grab something from the deck that I really want. It would be better if I had more cards in hand. The red-breasted merganser would give me some, but I've been too busy getting ready to play the birds that I do have to worry about getting more.
Painted bunting. Poachers sell these birds as pets, making it harder for wild populations to thrive.
So I always take the visionary leader thinking, oh, birds in your hand at the end of the game, that's so easy. Just make sure you draw bird cards a few times before the end of your game. What an easy power to achieve. And then I never end up getting enough because like I always feel like there's too many other important things I need to do. Oh, I need to like play these birds to get this. So like I found this bonus card to be a trap for me. Birds with wingspans 30 centimeters or less. I already have 2. I would like to get at least 4, ideally 6. The Baltimore Oriole would count, and the Loggerhead Shrike would count. All right, so even if I play just both of these, that's already another 3 points, because that brings me to 4. That's the first threshold. Yeah, this card and the Wildlife Gardener complement each other very well, so I think that's a great pickup. So in my last turn, I can play the loggerhead shrike if I play it in my wetlands. I don't have enough eggs to play it in my grassland. Or I could go get some food and plan to play the Baltimore Oriole on my next turn. The loggerhead shrike is a between turns power, so by waiting to play it, I potentially miss out. On the other hand, the Baltimore Oriole eats 2 cherries and a worm. There are 2 cherries in the bird feeder that might be gone by the time I get around to getting food. On the other hand, those 2 cherries also have nectar on the other side of the dice, and by waiting until the next round, I can play nectar. I think that possibility combined with the loggerhead shrike's power, I think it makes better sense to play the loggerhead shrike now and then plan to hopefully...
Loggerhead shrike. Shrikes impale their prey on thorns or barbed wire and may save them for later.
Okay then. Oh, okay, and so the cherries / nectar are already gone. So maybe it wasn't the best idea. But, whatever. I do get some food from the Anna's hummingbird, and I need to lay eggs to play the Baltimore. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that one. Filled columns. I don't think I would have been able to achieve it anyway. No, not with what I had. Alright, I don't think I want any of these birds. They are neither bull nest nor less than 30 centimeters. The Gould's finch is less than 30 centimeters, so if I happen to not tuck him, then he could help me out with that one. It's not a bad power, you just have to plan ahead for it, and a lot of times when I play birds with this power, I forget that I've done it, and so I get to the end of the game and I either don't have a bird to play or I don't have enough food or eggs to play it. So I will consider it. I don't think it's worth getting food for my Baltimore Oriole right now because there's nothing in here that it can eat, and I would need to get at least either the fish or the rat. And also, birds with the 30 centimeters or less and birds with bullness don't generally eat those foods, so I think it actually makes more sense to get a bunch of cards. That way I can have, if there's cards that I don't want, I can have them on hand to tuck behind the snow bunting, and I could sacrifice them. Once I do have the Baltimore Oriole in my forest, I can spend an extra card to get a 3rd food on the turn. I mean, I also get free cherries from him, but, if I need an extra food. So it's always good to have extra birds. And maybe there's some in here that are good. Not the American oyster catcher, not for these purposes. And also not the Clark's nutcracker. So, alright, so either of these can be ones to tuck or discard. Man. Alright, blue-winged warbler, yes ma'am. It fulfills both of these, so that's great. Alright, so I will discard the cormorant. And then I will discard the nutcracker. I will draw one from the deck because I'm fine with tucking the oyster catcher, and I'm considering playing the Gould's finch, but I would be alright with sacrificing it as well. And I don't need to play the Mississippi kite, so that's fine. I don't know why sometimes it just randomly moves me between habitats, like I didn't click to go into the forest. Oh, sweet, a free nectar. That's great. Um, I'm going to lay eggs because I also get a free food from laying eggs. I could use it, I can play the blue-winged warbler before I play the Baltimore Oriole. Um, do I want to spend any birds for more eggs? I definitely need more than 2 eggs. Um, 1, 2. Well, I definitely need more than 2 eggs, but I don't need them right now. So, um, yeah, let's just lay the 2, and then I'll lay more when I get a chance. Once again, I will let myself. Well, I mean, I need a worm, but I wouldn't mind getting another nectar as well. Okay, if I go 3rd or 4th, the other players will just take 1, 2, 3, and I will get a fresh bird feeder. Yes, now I get a nectar. Alright, I will tuck the Mississippi kite. I will draw from the deck, because if it's something I want, there's still a couple birds I'm willing to sacrifice. Okay, American Robin has a bull nest, but it's not less than 30 centimeters, so I will consider it, but I would rather play more birds that fulfill both of those requirements. So I'll play my blue-winged warbler first.
Blue-winged warbler. This warbler especially likes to nest on the edges between forest and fields.
Well, then that explains why it lives in both habitats. Okay. The black-billed magpie also has a bull nest because it's wild, but is not 30 centimeters or less. So I think I'll pass on it. And, well, the frigate bird is neither, so you will definitely be a tuck card. Alright, let's see if I can get some food. I should have drawn those 2 cherries when I had the chance, man. Um, yeah, there's no really good option here. Alright, I guess I will just take 2 worms. Because I can use the other worm to play the robin if I want. Otherwise, I could use it to trade it for an extra egg when I'm laying eggs next. So, yeah, I would much rather have a cherry or a nectar, but an extra worm never hurt anyone, right? A downy woodpecker wouldn't have been a bad bird to have. It was 30 centimeters, so it would have fulfilled this card. Okay, bye-bye frigate bird. I'm staring at the bird because it's cool looking. Okay. And the reason I'm drawing from the deck here instead of drawing a bird I know I don't want is because I am not married to either the goldfinch or the American robin. I would be fine with sacrificing either of those. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What was it? I didn't read what that was. Okay, so I'm tucking a bird. And then I choose a bird to tuck one from my hand. That was that was weird, the order that went in. Okay, whatever. Um, yeah, I mean, that was completely my fault. I was so focused on thinking and planning, I wasn't reading what was on the screen in front of me. Alright, I've only got 2 turns left. Okay, I can use one to gain food, and then the last one to play the Baltimore Oriole, finally. I cannot hunt a black stork. Okay, who would I rather tuck? I have 4 birds here and 4 birds here. I need 6 birds here, I need 6 birds here. Both of these birds fulfill one category. I think I would rather... I would rather tuck the American robin, because it's worth only 1 point. Like if I had to play one of these, I think the goldfinch is better because then it gives me an opportunity to play an extra bird, which is especially helpful when I'm going for 2 different bonus cards. So I don't know if I'm gonna get around to playing him, but I think he's a better choice than the robin. I do not intend to play the turkey vulture. Okay, well I don't have a grain to discard anyway, but thank you. Alright. Just curious what's in the tray. Okay. No, I definitely needed to play the Baltimore Oriole because I've got 2 nectar I would have lost otherwise.
Baltimore Oriole. Orioles weave pouch nests that hang from a tree branch.
Maybe if I'd been smart, I would have tried harder for this end of round goal. I played a bunch of birds last round. Yeah, I think getting birds on the board is so important that it doesn't necessarily make sense to like hold off on playing birds from one round to the next just to achieve this goal. You know, especially because like you might want nectar to play your birds and you can't hold on to that. Okay, the bearded reedling fulfills both of these. Okay, this time I'm gonna read it. All players may tuck a bird from their hand under a bird and or cash. Okay. It was weird the order in which it did that. It like made you tuck first and then, like the wording of it, tuck card from hand, and then choose a bird to tuck one from your hand. Like this makes it seem like you're tucking a second one from your hand when you're not. It was just confusing. So, I definitely need to draw birds though. Okay, so I am gonna tuck the goldfinch because the bearded reedling, it gets me from 5 to 6 on both of these. But I do want to draw birds next regardless, because then I'm not going to have anything to tuck if I don't. Alright, I'll be able to play it right away as soon as I lay eggs. I hate the California condor just because I think it's so ugly. Like, especially, I don't know, the way it's like looking straight at you, it creeps me out. I never play it if I can avoid it. I'm gonna discard it. Goodbye, California condor. I don't know if I'll be able to play anything else, um, besides my bearded reedling. Um, it would be nice to have time to play another high point bird, but I don't know if I'll get around to it. All players may draw one bird from the deck and gain one from the supply. That's nice. That's just 2 free resources for no reason. That's wonderful. Alright, so I need to lay eggs before I can do anything else. And I have a bunch of extra cards, and I have an extra food thanks to that power. So I can lay 4 eggs. I'm about to spend 2 of them to play the bearded reedling, but I would like to get more eggs on the board in an attempt at this goal. I don't know if I'll make it because I only have so many egg slots. It's not a lot of them. Okay, 4. Sure, I'll just leave it where it is. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, then I once again get a fresh bird feeder and maybe can get another nectar. It wouldn't be super helpful because I don't have any nectar in my wetlands right now. But, hey, if I get 2, I will go from 0 to 2. I don't know what other players have. I could check very easily, but I'm not going to. Oh, the graceful Prinia also has a bowl nest and is less than 30 centimeters. I feel bad uh, because I felt like I promised the bearded reedling I would play him, and he's so cute. And I already played the graceful Prinia a couple games ago, but I mean, I'm not going to use its power, but I'm definitely not going to use his power either. And 5 points is more than 2 points. They cost the same amount of food, and I can play it in my grasslands, which gives me an extra egg that I can do without spending a resource, and it helps me with this power. So basically, for this play, the Graceful Piranha is better than the Bearded Reedling in every single way. I am sorry, Bearded Reedling. Okay, yeah, and so now both of these bonus cards have scored to the best of their ability. And I've got 2 turns left to just lay eggs. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I will spend my nectar to get extra eggs. And I will not discard any. I think I'm going to skip this power because it helps my enemies and it doesn't really help me. You know, I do plan to spend a resource to play the 4th egg on my last turn, but I've got 3 birds that I can do instead of food. So I'm going to skip the power. No one gets any food from the Anna's hummingbird, not on my watch. Not if it's not helping me. But I will take a free cash draft though. And now I have filled up my grassland, so you know, if that's not enough to win that end of round power, that's fine, but at least I know I did my very best. It's really nice when you can get bonus cards that complement each other like this. You know, the last game I had multiple bonus cards. They were kind of at odds with each other. Alright. I won that one very well. I didn't win any of the... Oh, alright, I won the first one. So, alright, you know, I've come full circle. Alright, and I tied for nectar in the forest, and I won nectar outright in the grassland, so that's nice. I wonder how everyone else did in the wetlands. Yeah, so if I had played the 2 there, it would not have helped me. Alright, how'd I do? 48 points for birds. Okay, that's not too bad. Only 10 eggs. Could have been better, but could have been worse. I always spend my eggs as fast as I can get them. 115. That's not too bad of a score. It was a pretty well-rounded game. I think that was pretty successful. But the cat has gotten into the garbage and is eating the cans of cat food out of the garbage, so I need to go and take care of that. So thank you for watching. I'm Sunny, I love Wingspan, and I will see you next time.